One, two, one, two. One, two, one, two, one, two, one, two.
Check, 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 check. 1 2 1 2. Check, check, check. Um, Eugene, Eugene, cuando hables, when you speak, make sure that you project information like about this. Okay? There's always something. You ready? Okay. Is everybody ready? Okay. Just count into 10. So is everybody ready? You need one? Okay. All right. Yeah. Everybody? All right. So Before we start, I just want to make sure that all the media is ready to go. Yes? You can hear me also? 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. So at the count of 3, I'm going to start. 1, 2, 3. Mari Mari Kompuche, Mari Mari Pulamien. Welcome, siblings and relatives. Hola, hermanos and hermanas. Welcome to Indigenous Peoples Day, Philly 2022. Woo, yes, we made it. One more year. This will be our 6th year. My name is Mabel Negrete. I'm a Chola Andina Picunche of Ngulumapo, Chile. And this is the press conference for this annual awareness event, which goes from 11 a.m. until 11:30ish this morning. This is to acknowledge the 2nd year that Philadelphia has officially recognized Indigenous Peoples Day in the city. And I am so excited to be here at Chakamoxen once again, because this is Indigenous land. You remember? Indigenous land. And it's rightfully Lenape. Woo! Yes! Indigenous Peoples Day Philly has been around since 2017, and this annual event provides a space for different indigenous communities in the city to shed light on the history and strength of our peoples from 530 years of indigenous resistance. 530 years. So without further ado, I'm honored to introduce you to the following indigenous leaders who are excited to share with you, their thoughts and feelings about this historic date of indigenous resistance. So our first speaker is Jack Johnson, who is of Shawnee and Lenape descent and a member of the federally recognized Delaware Nation of Anadarko in Oklahoma. Our second speaker is Teresa Johnson, who is Lenape, Munsee, and Mohican descent, and a member of the federally recognized Delaware Nation of Moriontown, Ontario, Canada. Then we're going to have our amazing activist and elder, Pauline Sunbird Hilton of Seminole Creek descent, a member of the Native Nations Dance Theater, a nonprofit organization. Then we're going to have Miguel Sage, is a Taino Bejique, a spiritual leader, and sits on the board of director of the Council of Three Rivers American Indian Center, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I actually skipped somebody very important also, I just realized, is that Peter Brooks, who is a descendant of the Shoptico band of Indians from the Maryland under the historic Pishtaway chieftain. He is representing the Native American House Alliance, a Philadelphia-based nonprofit organization. And then finally, we're going to have Eugene Blackcrow, who is a Oglala Lakota, an advisor of IPD Philly, and a member of the Oglala Sioux tribe in Pine Ridge Reservation, South Dakota. So each of these amazing speakers, elders, who are part of the community are going to be here to share some words of encouragement. So first I'm going to pass the mic to Jack Johnson.
Thank you, Mobile. To everyone, today is a very important day for the Indigenous people. The land that we stand here is Chakamoxen, otherwise known as Lenapehoking. The Lenape been here, as time began, and for this being an ancestral homeland, this means a lot to me, because like I said, I'm with the Delaware Nation of Oklahoma. And like I said, Chief Tamanan signed a treaty here with William Penn called the Treaty of Chakamoxen, and it was signed in 1682. Now, it's stated that Penn and Chief Tamanan agreed their people would live in a state of perpetual peace. Today is a day of reckoning. Today is a day of remembrance, that remember the past and the future for the people of all indigenous orientation. Thank you very much. Hey.
Anishik, Wanhani, Quingdanal Lomwa, Yayataganha Nidishinji, Ninon J El Napawi Lakawit, Niha Del Napawi Wakodinashoni, and Dami Minzi Mach. What I said, this is me. I am, my name is Yayeta Ganha, or Teresa Johnson in my English name, and I am from the Raventown, Delaware Nation in Ontario, Canada, and I am Delaware, Muncie, Mohican, and my mother was Oneida, and I'm of the Bear Clan. Now I'd like to say a prayer before we get going. Ki nam halalawana, ki shalamokweng alamiliang yon kwai kishkwik. We give thanks to the Creator for giving us this day. Kanam halalawana, kukuna aki kuna omkona, saki apiang. We give thanks to Mother Earth, on whose back we are as long as we are here. Anishik. I've been traveling to this area since about 2016. Philadelphia, I started coming here a year and a half ago. And I realized it's my homelands. I didn't know that before. Well, I knew that before, but I never made it here. Now that I come here, I make quite a few trips a year. And one of these days, I hope to be moving back. I'd like to see land back to our people, a house, money, because it's owed to us for being. We had to go through a lot, right from the European contact, and we lost a lot of our people, just a couple million people, just through disease alone, and then we had to go through massacres all the way right until we got to Canada. It was still happening in the 17 and 1800s. And now today we have missing and murdered women. So I'd like to thank you for being here and welcoming me here too. So I'd like to have our next speaker, Anishik.
Wanishi, Wanishi. My name is Peter Brooks. I'm here on behalf of the Native American House Alliance of Philadelphia. We are a sister organization to IDP Philly. Our mission is to foster and preserve Native American culture, as well as promote an accurate understanding of the Native American experience, history, and culture. We are very similar to the American Indian Movement, another sister organization that is here with us today, in that we do not get involved in tribal politics. We are here to support and to help people understand the true story. Thank you very much. Thank you. Wanishi. Next. Yes.
Shaihotomo. In my language, it means, hello, how are you? My name is Pauline Songbird Hilton. I'm of the Seminole and Creek tribe. I'm originally from Florida. As co-founder of the Committee Fighting for Indigenous Peoples Day, I want to thank the Creator, first of all, for allowing us to celebrate this day with you in recognition of all our culture, our traditions, and our contributions to this society. We are members of the Native American community. We are members of every faction of life. We're doctors, we're lawyers, we're teachers, we're nurses. We are in every facet of life. This land was originally Lenape land. It was not called Philadelphia. It was called Coaquinac. Coaquinac. Can you say that? Okay. I started this journey more than 30 years ago when I found out from State Representative Louise Williams that Native Americans did not exist on the rolls in Harrisburg. And she asked me if I would go to Harrisburg with her. At that time, she had created Bill 611, but it did not pass. So ever since then, I've still been fighting for Indigenous Peoples Day. Finally, it's here. I honor the place in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you that is love, light, peace, and truth. When you're in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, then we are one. Thank you.
Takahi taino ti wakia ata, taino ti wakia baba. Daka taino Siboney, Cuba. Daka Subao Kokoromo, Miguel Sage Jr. I am Miguel Sage, Subao Kokoromo, the Black Ribs. I'm a Taino, born in the eastern part of the island of Cuba. And I'm here representing my people, the indigenous people of the Caribbean, Cuba, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Haiti, Jamaica, and the Bahamas. And some people say southern Florida, but that's debated. In 1492, strange people arrived on the shores of where I was born. Strange people that my ancestors treated with respect, kindness, and generosity. That respect, kindness, and generosity was responded with criminality, violence, slavery, and disease. They brought us death from across the ocean. My people, the Taino people, were the very first to taste the horror of colonization in 1492. And I'm here to represent that history. I represent the United Confederation of Taino People based out of Boriquén and New York City. I also, because I live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, represent the Council of Three Rivers American Indian Center in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I am a Behique also, a spiritual leader of the Kane Indigenous Spiritual Circle. And Mabrika, I welcome all of you to join and celebrate with us. Hangankatu.
Mitakuyapi, Eugene Blackroy Machapi, Pine Ridge Indian Reservation Hematan, Oglala Lakota Su Tioshpa Hemata, Oyateki, Nale Ampetuki, Tanya Hippie, Yomakpe. My name is Eugene Blackroy. I'm Oglala Su Lakota from Pine Ridge Indian Reservation. And on behalf of IPD Philly, I welcome you on this day that people other than us call Columbus Day. On this land here, it's called Indigenous People Day because this is the Lenape land. And when I first came here, I was looking around for a Lenape chief in this park, and I didn't see one. But I see Benjamin Franklin standing over there, you know. And I was asking around for Chief Tanaman. And they showed me where he was. He was at a busy place on Market Street and Front Street, where on his birthday or on his death or on his accomplishments, the people, the natives here, should be standing around him and praying at him. But that place where he's at is real crowded. You can't even stand there. 10 people can't stand there and honor him and pray for him. So one of these days, I'd like to see him brought here, standing here somewhere here, because this is his land. His village was here. before Columbus came to these lands, before the Quakers came to this land. This was indigenous land, the Lenape land. One of these days, while I'm here, I hope to see it called Lenape Treaty Park instead of Penn Treaty Park. And this is my 6th year here, and I would like to welcome all the vendors and all the participants and all the people that want to come here to learn a little bit about the indigenous people. And with that, I'd like to conclude and thank you, everybody.
So let's give a big round of applause for all the amazing speakers and elders and knowledge carriers who are here with us to accompany us on this amazing day. Just for general information for those who are watching us online, Indigenous Peoples Day 2022 is going to have a full program where also some of the speakers here will be able to express more of their thoughts and views. We're here from 11:30 to 5 p.m. and the address is 1301 North Beach Street. And in addition, like our elder Eugene Blackcrow, we have an amazing lineup also of vendors. And without further ado, I would like to also, just say, let's start Indigenous Peoples Day, because this is a very important day for all of us. Marichueo. Thank you. Is the press interested in any questions at this moment, or would you like to? Yes? You want to? Okay, fantastic. Okay, so we're now going to be moving into the stage program. It's going to be led by our amazing MC, Charles Underbaggage, and he's right here in the back. And we're going to be moving everything, clearing it out. And are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to Indigenous Peoples Day 2022. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for all sharing this day of remembrance, honoring, and celebration. I am very happy and proud to be here today. I am Oglala Lakota from the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation. Same as my uncle, as you heard earlier, we come out here and support all indigenous nations from Canada all the way down to Central America, because we're all one people. Before we get started, I would like to acknowledge that the land on which we live and labor was stolen from the Lenai Lenape and their descendants. Sorry, there's a bug on me. The Lenape people who survived and remained in the homeland known as Lenape Hoking, and those in the diaspora who were forcibly removed as far as Oklahoma, Wisconsin, and Canada, are still marginalized here in the city of brotherly love. We also acknowledge that Philadelphia has a unique position in the nation's founding, and its successors are still responsible to uphold the treaty rights for the land stolen. The space we are all sharing today, Shaxamaxon, aka Penn Treaty Park, also has a significant history with the Lenai Lenape. Shaxamaxon derived from the phrase Shakamochin. I may be pronouncing that wrong, please forgive me, but it's a place to make a chief. And this place is where community would formally recognize both family and clan chiefs. The great elm tree that once stood in Shaxamaxon had a significant history as a place of important gatherings. It is where many sachems of the Lenai Lenape and other tribes from the Lenape Hoking would meet for council. A third-generation descendant of that tree is growing in this park today. Despite centuries of targeted genocide by colonial forces across Turtle Island and Abya Yala, the heartbeat of our communities are still here. Now, without further ado, we're excited to share our words, dances, and music with you. Let's give a warm welcome to our first guest, Miguel Sagui. Come join us, Miguel. He is an artist, a musician, a community leader, and also an advisor for IPD Philly. He is a spiritual guide for the Caney Indigenous Spiritual Circle and is also indigenous to the island of Cuba of the Taino peoples. Also sits on the board of directors of the Council of Three Rivers American Indian Center in Pittsburgh, PA. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's a real honor to be here with all of these beautiful, wonderful people. Philadelphia has a lot to be proud of. The indigenous people of Philadelphia have accomplished something that is almost impossible to believe for people like me that live in Pittsburgh and other cities. You have managed here to transform a day that had been dedicated to a murderer, to a genocidal maniac, into a day that honors the indigenous original people of this land. And Mabel, I'm speaking to you personally and all the people around you, all the people here in Philadelphia, my hat's off to all of you. You are an incredible example for all indigenous people around the United States and Canada. And this change has to, we look to Philadelphia as a model. I want to tell you a little bit of something about my own experiences with this, all of this. I was born in the eastern portion of Cuba, which is where the largest community of indigenous people still exists. You know, our people were decimated by the Spanish conquest. And the remnants of our people were moved into, I don't want to call them reservations because they were like little communities. They were not giving self-determination in those communities. They were always overlooked. But at least they weren't slaves anymore. They had been slaves for over 100 years under the Spanish domination. So finally, when the Spanish began to bring African slaves to the islands, to Cuba, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Haiti, Jamaica, and the Bahamas, the indigenous people finally got a break. And we were able to congregate into communities. The most important indigenous community in Cuba right now is a place called Caridad de los Indios, which means literally charity of the Indians. Our chief, the cacique there, and his family, that people there in the highlands, up in the mountain region in the eastern part of Cuba. That's what remains. In Puerto Rico, there's a place called Las Indieras in the central region of the island where there's a large population of Taino people, the remnants of the Taino people of Boriquén, what we call Boriquén. The United Confederation of Taino People was created in the 1980s to represent and unite our diaspora, our widespread population of Taino people all over the islands and in the mainland here in the United States. We have representation mostly in New York City and New Jersey, but also down in Boriquén. Our chief is called Roberto Múcaro Borrero, and he lives currently in Long Island, and I am speaking in representation of him and our Taino community worldwide. I also sit on the board of directors of the Council of Three Rivers American Indian Center in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, which is an organization that represents indigenous people from all over the Americas in an urban setting. We have social services that we offer to the indigenous community, and there are even some services that we offer to the Pittsburgh community at large. I'm also a Behike, which is a spiritual guide of an entity called the Kane Indigenous Spiritual Circle. Our circle has representatives all over the mainland and in Boricuen in Puerto Rico. These representatives are also called Behikes. They're spiritual leaders, and we have ceremonies that we hold on a regular basis. Every full moon, we have a full moon ceremony. We're having full moon ceremonies now because there's a full moon right at this time. All over the United States and down in the Caribbean islands. I want to end my presentation with one of the songs that we sing, because our ceremonies are filled with songs and dances. And we have sacred songs that are designed to bless and inspire. This song is dedicated to Atabey, which is a name in the Taino language that is dedicated to Mother Earth, the water matriarch, the cosmic mother, Atabey. She's the one that some of you folks may have heard the word Pachamama, which is the Andean version of this Earth Mother from Peru, Bolivia, Ecuador, Chile. And in Mexico, some people call her Tonantzin. And it's the same. She comes by many different names. Tonantzin, La Guadalupana. This is Mother Earth. So we sing to her, Tainoti Wakia Ata. High honors to you, our mother. And this stick that I'm waving here, this is a sacred staff. This staff participated in 2 of the, not annual, but quadrennial, every 4 years, runs that are made. A group of people start in Alaska and begin running south. And another group of people start down in Argentina and start running north. They take months, but eventually they meet in the middle in Central America. It's called Journeys of Peace and Dignity. And it's a unification of the 2 sacred entities, the eagle of North America and the condor of South America. The eagle and the condor come together. It happens every 4 years. And this staff represented the Taino people of Cuba. So with this staff, I begin to sing. Taino tiwakiata, Taino tiwakiata, Taino tiwakiata, Taino tiwakiata. Are tu today, are tu atabe, Taino tiwakiata, Taino tiwakiata, Taino tiwakiata, Taino tiwakiata. Hang katu. Woo!
Thank you very much, Miguel. Those were very astounding words from our presenter here. And just like many other people across Turtle Island, we have all the same and similar vision as spiritual leaders and advisors. You know, we all come from the land and we all go back into the land. So again, please give it up for Miguel. So next up on our list is the Native Nations Dance Theater. They are a native dance group based out of Philadelphia here. And if we could have this little section here kind of cleared out, because they will be performing. Just a little space is all. They're known for their powwow style performance and is led by Vonda Hilton of the Seminole Cree and Blackfeet heritage. They're a nonprofit organization and Philadelphia's only professional Indigenous touring dance company. And we're happy to welcome them back to Indigenous Peoples Day at Shack-Samaxon once again. Thank you. Give it up for Vonda Hilton.
Good morning, good afternoon. Thank you very much. We are happy and pleased and proud to be here today celebrating Indigenous Peoples Day with everyone here. Thank you to the organizers for inviting us. We thank you very much. We are going to share some of the dances that you would see if you were to go to a powwow. A powwow is a native gathering for native people and non-native people. We come together and we share our stories, our songs, our dances, and we share our families with everyone. So we are, without further ado, we're going to get on with the dance portion of the program. The first dances that you are going to see are the dances that we are just going to present them, and then after that, they're going to be dances that you can participate in. Okay? Thank you. The hoop dance is one of the most difficult dances to perform and originates from the Hopi people from the Southwest. It is one of the oldest dances whose roots go back to the beginning of creation.
The round dance is the dance representing friendship and the flow of the human spirit. The round dance is sometimes followed by the snake dance, which tells the story and the phases of life from birth, adolescence, adulthood, and passing on into the spirit world. At this time, we would like to invite you to participate in this dance with us.